I have a lot to unpack right now. So I watched a video that was split screen where there's a couple who was watching an old episode of Phil Donahue, and I believe it was from like the late 80s, early 90s. And whoever the lady was that was on the stage, if she had any kind of licensure, I hope she got it stripped right after that episode, because she was way the hell off. She seemed to be like a counselor or a psychologist or something like that. So there was a woman in the audience who stood up and asked her, you know, about, the subject matter, which was, I guess the question at hand was, is it selfish to leave a relationship when you have children with that person? And the answer should have been unanimously, if it's a bad relationship, absolutely not. If you are unhappy in your relationship, your children are unhappy too, even if they smile every day, even if you never see a tear, they are unhappy too. There are so many people, adults, who wish their parents had divorced earlier for good reason. It is far better to have two happy, stable parents who have split up than two unhappy parents who are arguing and throwing things and cheating on each other and all the things. Plain and simple. But also, people like to pretend that abusive relationships start out that way. They don't. If they did, the vast majority of relationships would not have even gotten off the ground, wouldn't have gotten past the first date. Actually, if somebody was like, oh yeah, my name is Phil, by the way, I like to hit women, you're not even going to sit down to the table. You're just going to walk out of the restaurant and keep it moving. That's not how that happens. It happens slowly. And not only that, abusive people in particular learn to hone in on their craft over time, just like serial killers do. They get better at it because, unfortunately, people give away their tells and they're like, oh, da, da, da. They learn from their mistakes, probably more than anybody else. They learn from their mistakes so that they can drag it out even further. So they don't go to jail as soon, as quickly, so they don't have to chase down the girlfriend who's running through the street half dressed and with a black eye, which a lot of times they do things with such surgical precision that they avoid your face while they're beating the hell out of you because they don't want anybody to know. They know it's wrong. They know it's wrong. And then those same ones, not just as a control mechanism, will start complaining about your clothing choices because they don't want any of your bruises showing. And there's no excuse. There's no reason to expect anyone in an abusive relationship to stay. And if you think that it's okay, you think that they should, you're at 1-6 mother. Okay? Plain and simple. You're just as bad as them. You're an abuser waiting to happen. Because no, it is not better to stay in an abusive relationship. It's not better to stay in a relationship where you're fighting and screaming and carrying on every day. And we get told that arguments are normal. No, debates are normal in a relationship, but fighting and screaming and carrying on is not. And unfortunately, we're being conditioned to believe this. I've been in the same relationship for 10 years. I can probably count how many arguments we've had. Neither of us have ever thrown anything in order to hurt the other person. We don't cuss each other out. We talk trash. We do all day long. But in anger, a handful of times, maybe. in 10 years. Throwing things, oh, absolutely not. Raising his hand to me? Not in a million years. Getting angry with me? It's happened. And believe me, when somebody does not get angry that often, and when they do, that is far scarier than anything else. I never want to see that again. I've only seen it once. I don't ever want to see it again. And we don't do that. No. We have heated discussions. Not a lot of them. Not real. No. Yeah, maybe once every 2 or 3 months. Yeah. But throwing things, cheating, we don't know. That's for the birds. We don't do that here. But we're the weird ones, right?